MMA fighting here at UFC Phoenix Media Day, speaking to Andrea Lee, who fights Ashlee Evans-Smith here on Sunday night. And first thing, it's been a while, Andrea. I would imagine, just how good does it feel to be back?
It feels extremely good. I'm so happy to be here. I'm enjoying talking to everybody, and it's just a great feeling. It's what I love to do, and it's my passion. It's my career. So when I'm here, I'm at work.
Well, this fight was initially Ashlee versus Lauren Murphy. How did this one come together? Was this you lobbied to get this spot, or did they hit you up with it?
They hit me up after my fight fell through in December. They said that they would get me something as soon as possible, and literally, maybe 2 weeks later, I got a message or phone call, and they gave me the fight offer, and of course I jumped on it.
How would you assess Ashlee Evans-Smith as an opponent? She's had a bit of an up and down run in the UFC, had some good wins, also some tough losses. I guess, where do you feel like she excels? What does she do best?
Well, she's very seasoned. Even though she's had a lot of ups and downs, so I think most fighters, they have their ups and downs, she's still extremely dangerous as an opponent, all of us, we get better with every day and every fight camp, and I think that her wrestling is going to, it can cause an issue, but I think that with my style, I think that I can negate some of the things that she's going to try and do. At least that's, my plan. And I think she's going to be a tough opponent. She goes the distance a lot in a lot of fights, so she has had some finishes, but I think for the most part, she's got a lot of gas in the tank.
I wonder, because this fight's coming at an interesting time. When you look at the state of the flyweight division as a whole, what do you see? Because it seems like it finally has some clarity now with Valentina, but it also seems very wide open, and someone could advance very quickly.
I do agree with you there. I think that it is still very wide open. I think that it's not as difficult for us to move up in the rankings, as it is for men. There's just so many men compared to how many women are in the UFC. So, it's there for the taking right now, and I'm hoping that I can take it.
Well, I know last year was a tough one for you. Before all of that, your husband was your coach. I just wonder, how has it been just finding a new training situation, trying to figure out sort of the aftermath of all of this?
I think that the pieces are falling into place. It hasn't been super difficult for me to find somebody that I can relate with and actually have a good coaching relationship with. Tim Credeur is actually who I'm training with now, and also have Jim West, and then my friend Eric, and I think that your corner and your coaches are very important. You want to have somebody that actually cares for you and is not out for themselves, and that's what I feel like I have with Tim and with Jim and everyone. They really care about me and my well-being, and that's what's important to me. So there's a lot of leeches, and that's not what I wanted, and I found that with Tim.
Has it been difficult, and was it difficult to have to deal with all of that very much in the public eye? These are very private issues, to have your business out there so publicly and deal with it publicly.
It really sucks, because you can't. And I don't like to feel I don't think that I'm not famous, I'm not a star or anything like that. But at the same time, I still have to watch what it is that I say. I'm not a normal person where I can just defend myself however I want on social media. Now it just offends everybody. So I have to be very careful with what I say and how I word things. And and having my business out there, everything that happened, it's embarrassing, and I kind of just want to stick my head in the sand like an ostrich and just wait for the storm to blow over. But I think that I've handled it very well, and I'm getting past it. It's just a matter of time. People forget, and they move on.
I want to ask, just that your last fight that didn't even come to fruition against Jessica Rose Clark, falling apart at the last second. At that point, does it just feel like everything's piling on, that just the world is against you? What is that mindset at that point, to be able to deal with that and then pick yourself up and move back forward?
Well, I don't ever like to think that the world's against me, but it was kind of funny considering how, the whole year was. I guess it made sense for that to happen, just because the whole year had, been very rocky. Though I did win my that was the best thing that happened to me. Amidst all of the bad last year, I did win my debut in the UFC, and I did get the bonus, the fight of the night bonus, and that was great. That was, so I don't think that like the world's against me, and I think that I still have, some good luck. And but just with how that happened, I was sad. I did cry, but then I kind of laughed about it and was like, well, kind of expected something to happen. I really did. I expected something to happen. It just wasn't that.
one of those things where when bad things are just going to keep piling on top of each other, it gets you funny at a certain point.
Yeah. Sometimes you just have to laugh at it and then just like, okay, well, it's not the end of the world. Just move forward. There'll be other fights, and and that's what I did. I didn't make a big deal about it. I didn't cuss or cause a big emotion or I didn't make a big deal about it on social media, like some people do. I don't think that's the right thing to do.
Well, now all of this is behind you. You're fighting early in the year, so you probably can have a busy year. Big show, first show on ESPN. Does this feel like sort of a chance for you to hit the reset button and start over?
I think so. Just getting out there and putting on a good performance is what matters. Obviously, getting the win is what matters the most. But, you never know what's going to happen. I'm just here to win and perform well and, be an exciting fighter for all of the fans and, again, climb that ladder.
Well, my final question, you're training, you mentioned now with crazy Tim Credeur. He spoke to MMA Fighting not too long ago, and he compared you to one of his older students, Dustin Poirier. And the reason for that, I'll censor him a little bit, was that he called you an FU fighter, someone who doesn't just want to win, but really wants to go in there and mess someone up, really tear someone up. So I'm curious, what is that training situation been like with him, and can fans expect that sort of mindset from you on Sunday?
Yes, you can definitely expect that mindset from me. I always try to go in there and get the finish, and that's normally always my goal. I don't like to, I don't like to sit back and just kind of like pick my opponent apart, and run around and like try to win the fight, or I don't like to go the distance. I really prefer to get in there and get a knockout, and that's probably why most of my fights are exciting. I mean, I haven't got like a clean knockout yet, but I have a lot of finishes via submission. But like I normally am pretty good at like at least tearing my opponent down, breaking them down, and then if the knockout's not there, then submission presents itself, I'm going to take it. But I expect some violence.
Let's leave it at that. Thank you so much for the time. Welcome back and good luck this weekend.
Thank you.